Hello, 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 everyone. Good afternoon. Good afternoon. As you're coming on, please say hi. Tell me where you're viewing from. Tell me what your name is. Hello, hello, hello. Hello. I know there may not be very many people that come on today because it's in the middle of the day on a Monday, right? But if you're on, I am live right now on Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube. So we have quite a few platforms going on at one time. So as you're coming on, please say hi. Tell me where you're viewing from. Tell me what your name is. Hey, Christo, ATL Shouty. Hello, hello, hello. Hello. Hey, Arenzo. Hello, hello, hello. Welcome, everyone. So I'm not going to take too much of your time. If you were on Friday, I recently hosted a very intimate coaching boot camp with some amazing ladies, where we went through a process of going before the Lord to get detail by detail of what they're going to be coaching on, what's their relatable story, who are they, who are the clients that the Lord has instructed them to work with. And so we just finished the 8-week boot camp, and now I'm going to be going live with each one of them to just share with my audience and share with the people what it is they'll be coaching, and things like that. And so we went live on Friday with Tananda, and today we have Susan. So I'm going to invite Susan to come up with me, and then she will explain to you all who she is, what is her relatable story, who it is that the Lord has instructed her to work with. If you guys hear anything that she shares that really resonates with you, or anyone that you know may need, definitely go and follow her. Go sign up for what she's offering. Just go give her an encouraging word, because anytime we're doing anything to obey the Lord, it is stretching, it is uncomfortable. And so please, show some love, show some hearts in the comments, in the chat. So without further ado, I'm going to introduce the Miss Susan. Like Susan. Welcome, Susan.
Hi.
Hello, how are you?
I'm good. Thanks for so much for having me.
Of course. Thank you for agreeing to this. So without further ado, Susan, who is Susan? Explain to the people, who is Susan.
Well, all right. So I am someone who has been on a healing journey with God. It has been amazing. It has been terrifying. It's been everything. Like, I honestly started describing it as, at first it was breakingly beautiful. It was like God started slowly revealing things, and thankfully he reveals things slowly, because if he just said, "Oh, here you go," it would be extremely overwhelming, and I'd probably hide under the covers. But I'm thankful that he reveals slowly, and he just gives you little nudges, and he's like invites you into total healing. So it started off what I called breakingly beautiful, and then as he began to heal things and change my perspective, it turned into breathtakingly beautiful. And it was amazing, like how I felt like I was thanking God for my sanity at times, and going from that to then standing on the other side, like he never once left me. Like he pulled me through so much. And it was things that were buried deep that I didn't even realize. And a lot of it didn't even make sense. So it was not logical. So it went from not having, like, being afraid of not having a need met, whether it was real or perceived. And it still, I was reacting the same. And I'm just so grateful for everything he's brought me through. And now I often say I want to be the me for others that I wish I would have had while I was going through it, because I always heard, you have to surrender, you have to do this, you have to do that. But what does that look like?
Yeah.
Getting real and not hiding behind things and just being totally transparent. Because once you fix things with your relationship with God, it outpours into everything.
Yeah.
Like you just can't contain it. He's in everything. And thankfully so.
Yeah. Okay, so that's amazing. You said, you're on this healing journey with him. And you're right, there definitely are some breaking beautiful moments. It's just a very interesting journey. So if you were to explain to people, what is your story? What is your relatable story that you can bring to others as you went on this healing journey? What are some things that the Lord has revealed to you at the moment, when you were going through it, that were tough moments, but now it actually makes you relatable to those he's called you to assist or help?
There were a lot of things that I was reacting to from pain, from trauma. Like I would let people get close, but not close. Like there would be this wall and I would just shut down completely. And I didn't realize that I was even doing it, or how I would pull away from people the moment I thought they were getting too close to me. And it just, I guess, really seeing how, like I lost my father or my dad at a kind of young age. And it was just, that's what happened. Move forward with life. But how did that affect me? Like, how did I start showing up? Because, you go to your father, like the father-daughter relationship is very special. That's where your identity comes from, your protection, your security. And to suddenly lose that, I like fixing that and trying to understand how, like, I realized, oh, you feel like you were abandoned. And that totally did not make any sense to me. It's like my dad did not choose to leave. So it was like helping people navigate. I just want to help others navigate their healing journey, because everybody's journey is different. What relates to me may not relate to others, but in fixing and God revealing all those things, it only brought me closer to him. And I just want to help people see that God really is there, that he's in every single detail, that he cares so much about each and every one of his children. Like, because I know how overwhelming it can be when you can't see anything. Like all you can see is your pain and your struggle. And I just want to help people walk through that.
Yes, you're so right. Like healing is so layered. And God literally wants to be in all the details. He is in all the details. He's so intentional. And it's when you realize how intentional he is that you're like, I want everyone to experience this because it's literally transformative. So if I was to ask you, who are those people you feel called to? Who is it that you believe Susan is called to help?
I believe I'm for women who want to go deeper in their identity on who they are in God and who he is to them, and help them strengthen that father-daughter relationship. Because once they get that, like, their lives completely change, because God is in everything. Like just talking to him, acknowledging him, like he is there. And he's there for everybody. And people don't always stop to invite him in or, recognize where he's working. So I want to help women that are struggling in that area with their worth and their identity and who they are, and help them gain that confidence that only God can bring.
Mm-hmm. And what are some specific ways, or because when you are called to help certain people, you kind of have your own language, right? So what are those relatable words or that relatable language you have to speak to that woman, right? Somebody, like you said, that is struggling with their worth and their identity. Like, what are some things that you would have told the old Susan? What are some things you would have liked to hear as you were going through that healing journey?
For me, I noticed a key thing was affirmations. I had to start speaking truth, because I had been believing so many things and telling myself, like, oh, you're going to mess this up, or you messed this up, and staying stuck in what I thought was wrong. I was my own worst enemy. And learning how to forgive myself and be kind to myself. So speaking those affirmations daily over me, and what God says, it really was key for me. Because when you look at love languages, like I started looking at that, and words of affirmation are really big coming from your father. So that I was like, how do I connect? Like, I had all this knowledge in my head, like, I know God loves me. I've heard that since a child in church. I know he forgives me, but it wasn't getting into my heart. And I was like, so how do I connect, that to my heart, so I can truly feel it, and it's not just words? And as I kept doing that and going over that, I began to change. Like, he began changing my heart. And then I really started realizing how he was in everything, and how I related to my dad as my coach in softball. Like, that really, I was like, wow, God is really teaching me through softball. Like, I know he meets everybody exactly where they are, and he knows exactly how to reach everyone. And it just all connected once I was like, okay, like, I'm in the batting cage and I happen to look down and I'm holding a bat that says worth. I'm like, really, God? Like, out of all the bats that I could have picked up. So then that started a conversation, like, and like, I realized I was swinging at everything. And I was like, Susan, you don't have to swing at every pitch. And like, I was like, oh, I see what you're doing. Like, and it was this whole connecting thing. And I want everybody to experience that intimate relationship with God. Like,
And speaking of affirmations, that actually goes into my next question, which is how are you planning on helping those women that you're called to? And I know you've created this app, we call it the appetizer, but I know you created this appetizer for these women. Can you talk a little bit about what that appetizer is and how it actually segues into affirmations in regards to what you were just talking about?
Yeah. So, tying in with the whole softball theme, like, because I called it at bat affirmations. So, like, the enemy can be throwing you any pitch, like any lie, like anything to keep you stuck in, feeling down. So I was like, okay, we're going to hit these out of the park. So they became at bat affirmations. So I created a free downloadable PDF where I have key affirmations that I was speaking over myself daily and still am speaking. I mean, there were some days, there was 3 times a day that I was doing it to break me out of the mindset. And I think that was so key because I needed life spoke over me. So doing that myself and hearing me actually helped it get into my heart. But I do have that available for download for free. And there are actually a couple slots on that download that you can create your own affirmations. But I do have a list of them. And I hope it blesses people as much as it has transformed me.
Yes. I went ahead and put Susan's on the screen, walking_with.u. And I believe that's where you can get the downloadable in her bio on Instagram. Right?
Oh, yes. That is my Instagram page. If that is not in my bio, I will make sure it is. I know I've shared it on there. But yeah, I just share, if anything that I have gone through can help even just one person, that is why I share, because I want people to know that there is hope, that God is there, that he will see you through anything and everything you come up against. And it's really amazing on the other side. The person that he's creating and healing through that, it's incredible. And I want everybody to experience that transformation. So that is what I'm all about, sharing what I'm learning, what God is teaching, and I hope it helps somebody, because it's been an incredible journey for me.
Yes, I would highly recommend going to get that, her affirmation. She actually also has a devotional she's working on as well, that coincides with the affirmations. So as she said, like, this really helped her. She's not trying to give you something that she hasn't used herself and seen the transformation from it. And that's what I love the most about coaches, those who you've actually been through the mud, you've actually been through what I've been through, and that's how you can speak to me and be relatable to me. And so definitely go follow her on her Instagram page. She's gonna have it updated in her bio by the time we get off of here, for you to be able to get to it that way. But send her a message, encourage her, send it to someone else who needs it. Like she said, you don't have to swing at every pitch, right? But I just love Susan's story so much, of just how the Lord unfolded for her the lane he called her to, like, for her to pick up a bat, and he was telling her, like, she's going to be helping people on their identity and their worth, and to pick up a bat and it says worth on it. And that's the analogy he's using for her coaching methodology is bat softball. And so I just love, like you said, God truly wants to be in all the details. So Susan, if you had to share, what was one of the biggest lessons you learned about yourself by going through the boot camp and putting your processes and your flows together, what would you say the biggest thing you learned about yourself was?
That there was no reason to be so afraid of making mistakes. Like, the very first live I ever did, like, I had to laugh at myself. Like, I was sideways. And I have a background in television. Like, I went to school for communications and worked in the TV industry for a very long time. And I'm like, okay, the girl who works in TV, film sideways, like, something about that. But it actually really helped, because honestly, nobody really relates to perfect. I mean, that's a false. And I know I'm just learning to accept me and being confident in who God created me to be. Sideways recordings and all. So I think that is the giving myself grace and extending that to others as well. I think that's been the biggest thing. And, facing that fear of doing something outside my comfort zone, because I was usually always on the other side of the camera, like behind the camera. So getting in front of the camera was like, oh, okay. But yeah, I think that's the biggest thing. The stretching and growing and facing those fears with God.
That's so, so good, because you're right. So many people get stuck in perfection, right? Oh, what if, this is going to sound, how's this going to look? How's this going to, and you get so focused on that you stay stagnant, right? And you stay kind of in fear. And so yes, you definitely stretched yourself. You definitely were like, Destiny, you want us to go live every day? but you did it. You showed up, you put the work in. So I'm just super, super proud of you. If there was one last final thing you could say to that woman that is struggling in her worth, struggling with her identity, that that what you offer is the answer for her, what is it that you would say to her?
Don't be afraid to reach out. I know what it's like to be there, to be in that overthinking and to not be able to see a way forward. I mean, there were days where I was crawling. I'm like, God, I can't. And he was like, get up. So just reach out. I would love to walk that journey with you, with God, and help you discover that there is hope, that there is healing, and it is breathtakingly beautiful on the other side.
Yes. Well, I am so, 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 so happy for you, Susan. I'm so happy for all the work you put in, for the crawling, for the being dragged by the Lord, all of it, because something truly beautiful did come out on the other side of it. So as I said, you all go follow Susan, send her a DM, congratulating her. They literally just started going live in this program. So even the confidence that she's exuding today, clearly speaking on who her client is, what she does, how the Lord has just helped her on her journey, that in itself is kudos. Okay, so please reach out to her, tell her how amazing she did, and please lead people to her. Send it to a sister, a cousin, an aunt, whoever that you could resonate, whoever came to mind as she was sharing what it is she does and who it is she helps. Send it to them, because like she said, just reach out, right? So I really appreciate you, Susan. I appreciate everyone that was able to come here, all of you that commented in the comments. I really appreciate you. And we have another live today at 1:00 for one of the other young ladies. So come back, join us then. And I think we have one at 3:30 today. So I really, really appreciate you all, and I will see you all later. Bye. Thanks, Susan.
Thank you. And thank you so much for the program. It's been amazing. And all the ladies.
Thank you.